The collection of weaving textiles, both the Cordillera and the various other exhibitions we've put together, have tried to focus on sharing the simplicity of understanding our indigenous textiles. There is a revival now in both fashion and in the lifestyle space of being able to use motifs, to use our textiles both for apparel and for home use. And we felt that the designers needed to understand more what this was about. It's not just about using any textile for any purpose and use, when we know that our textiles and our weaving tradition is so rich and often very much ingrained with the rituals of the daily lives of our community and our indigenous cultural peoples. So we needed to bridge this understanding with a whole young generation who think it's just ethnic, who look at it from an exclusive space, which is culture and not part of daily life. So we're riding this revival of pride in our culture, pride in being able to use these textiles and weavings, but making our users, us as normal people, the young and those in the non-culture field, understand that when they use it, they have to have knowledge about what is they're using and therefore have pride and can share this. This becomes therefore our way of allowing culture to be disseminated and understood, and at the same time, the weaving tradition to continue for livelihood, because at the end of it, our indigenous peoples will just continue doing the same thing because it is part of their life. So in bridging this, our collection through an exhibition highlighting the important messages, symbols and stories of these motifs, why the colors are used this way, why the patterns are done such and cannot be done another way, allows us now to bridge so that designers who create these other products that are more lifestyle oriented, or if people who put this in their homes as part of their interior design, can understand that there is something more than just a piece of cloth. It is a weaving tradition that incorporates the spirituality of our indigenous peoples. The motifs that are there, the patterns used, the exact color schemes, for example, that are incorporated for specific designs, are calculatedly theirs alone, per indigenous group, per cultural community. This specific individual angle must be seen and understood, that when you see Kalinga, it is totally different from that of our Maranao weaving. Or when you see something like a motif, for example, that is a star motif that is seen, for example, in our Ilocos Inabel textile, is totally different in a way by the way it is used when it is from our southern tribes. So the differentiating angles of use of motif, of even the way the use of the textile is. Others would use it as a malong, others would use it just for sometimes tablecloth, and others would use it for ritual, birth and death. So there's a great differentiation, so that when a textile woven with meaning has a great meaning in that community, woven by a master weaver, it must also be respected in the market space or in our daily life. And this is where we are, I believe, in exhibiting such collections, bringing together capsule collections so that people can understand it. And in this series of where we want to showcase a grouping of textiles, you would come to understand a little better that community, so that in understanding that, they become closer to you and you can also share it to others. So this is why this must be done, because at the end of it, when all is said and done and all of us are gone from here, those textiles remain. The culture will continue, and the younger generation of both the weavers and the users will be there. So wouldn't it be nicer to have a deeper understanding of things woven in some far-off community in the mountains near the waters, come to a cosmopolitan space, and potentially even in the global space? There has to be this understanding. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in our next episode of Archives Unveiled, the Yuchengco Museum Online.